Utie oha extra ponkno. Needs FM.
Generally, food prices are high. Into there's a general hardship. And no quantity.
A terrible policy, free SHS, terrible implementation. Students who have to go to the senior high school, terrible grades. The basic level of our educational system abandoned. The primary and the SHS abandoned. Schools are still under trees and people sit on stones to go to school. And because of that, any grade at all qualifies them to come to the senior high school. These people are not trainable at the level of the senior high school. At the career education, and building the technical capacity of a state. And our own system we are working with now is flawed, terribly flawed. We are not living this here at the level of talking on radio. We'll sit down and do a paper and put it out. It is flawed. It is flawed.
Sir.
Anybody at all is allowed to go to the senior high school. They don't qualify to go there. You can't even say that student A, student B, from first year to second year, the performance into unrepeated, you can't do that. They are pushed through. What are we doing? See the elite in society educating their children in different systems. Some here in Ghana, paid ones, and others outside Ghana. And these people, in a way, have programmed society so that elitism and then access to that particular state, formation of state elite remains as it is. You know, if you don't belong to a particular class, you don't get somewhere. There's a facade. I think the free SHS is enabling everybody to get there. It's not true. It's a facade. It's not true.
And now, what can say free SHS no a terrible policy. And as I say, I was adding up say a facade. Now, Dr. Amakye Boateng can we na?
And I can be to the extent that one, the basic level, primary school, we will leave the nursery out. And we go to the primary school, we go to the JHS, can university or can and reward those who agree to serve in villages, remote areas of the country. Ghana, whether by thought or whatever, Ghana has not opened up those regions of the country. There are so many areas that the teacher. You don't have easy access to either district or regional capital. The road network, no yet. Health post to be anyhow. Potable water anyhow. There's no electricity. So many areas in Ghana. State ability to establish its hegemony over the whole country is still weak. Just like the colonial officers who are not busy in investing effectively in the state.
And
Ghana, after over 60 years, remains the same.
And did you just say, a free senior high school no a terrible policy?
Oh, definitely. In the extent that it has neglected the basic, it provided products, the students, the graduates for the senior high school, then it's simply not serving Ghana's real interest of training its citizens generally across the country.
Now, everybody and who say free senior school no a terrible policy.
It has been like that. It has been like that from its inception. Two, I told you the comparative distance between a country like Norway and Ghana, fabulously rich. It does not allow its students to go to school. They take loans. They take loans. They take loans and repay them. Going to school to know what you are doing. You have not just been given free money. The interesting thing with this policy is that no matter the condition of life, poverty, whatever, the loan facility is available for all citizens of the state. And currently, with this policy, identify Ghana and Libya, this national identification exercise, excellent thing that is being done. You come out as a unique member of the Ghanaian society. You identify wherever you find yourself. You don't need anybody to provide any guarantee for you because of that thing, the national identification thing, giving you a unique identity. And so you go in and take this money, and Ghana will be able to breathe. And I can really know something. The effect of the amount of money I did free SHS on other economies that are also suffering. One will have to do a study to really come out, to really appreciate the challenge that it provided. And so the policy is terribly in the way it is being applied in Ghana currently, given the conditions of the ground. It is.
Enti say na tie dia na beka say at its inception na ye heli ye bo say na yanti ase ana.
There's populism in politics. There's populism in politics. We share something that will appear laudable as against what practically could be done to benefit the state. The two are different. We went in for the first one. Everybody here. Some people were reflecting over the issue. Dr. Kufuor.
Adokufuor.
His first name. Kufuor's brother.
Adokufuor.
He cautioned us.
He cautioned sanke yen train na yemra yenya yen implementing the following year.
I recall exactly what happened. We were also ready to engage a professor of education from University of Cape Coast on air. We shut him up. And so we used power, political power, to shut dissenting elements in Ghanaian society up, even if it came from our context. And everybody shut up. Look at the the head of the SHS. Currently, I read something about a particular school, Pope John, Koforidia. The headline is that the headmistress is something like is either stifling or posting or map free SHS no nyajuma. I was interested in that, and then I read it. Just have issues because the woman appears to be authoritarian. Just have issues because the woman doesn't allow just wives to sell water. Just this thing because the woman just pursuing policies are. How do you hide this? Block the free SHS. I was interested in that aspect. Headline to her. If they have issues with her because of authoritarian leadership, period, they should say so. As I said, tied need to free SHS because they want government to go in for this woman.
Are you suggesting, say, Ghana for unhappy at present with the government of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo on the basis of challenges at Free Senior High School, no? AFCA.
And also inability to allow the country people to come public and allow the general public to know what their concerns are. It's an indication that the government is a little or somewhat unhappy. Not just unhappy, but it is like I'm just struggling to get the right word. Has issues with that because in the way the government itself knows the underlying issues are not really positive, and that people have issues with what is going on. Fortunately or unfortunately, social developments in the country, they all go into the area of consumption. Not for nothing, it is at this time that we wanted to transform social marriage into a political minister. Interestingly, we didn't do it in line with what the Constitution of the Fourth Republic of Ghana stipulates. It's interesting. But generally, government is going in for consumption. There is this loan facility that even some members of parliament think will not be allowed to go on. Why? Because government has earlier in the day told us of the challenges that COVID. We call it external shock in political science, unanticipated major development, which tend to have adverse effects on the system. If this is true, and because of that, there are several things that Ghana cannot look at, including reviewing the salaries of university lecturers. I'm interested in that. Government is hiding behind COVID to tell us that, look, you people should hold on. It's at the same time that you see the consumption level at the consumption level, our executive expanding. That spousal issue, that loan for members of parliament. Somebody drew my attention to this issue. Ex gratia. Every 4
we will
years.
get there. We will get there. And then you
They want us to know whether- No, we are looking at
why you
Generally,
why you
these
define
are all
what yes
and
why
people are reviewing all
exactly
these things
exactly
and therefore telling us whether
Doc
Ghana's Fourth Republic is worth it.
Doc why your definitive statements be and then nyame adom ya wo break akra pese ye tue boas na yetie wo yie pa eno nti wo de ye beko other areas the wo kra no wan recall am fa ma ye be prompt na ya je views on it but and sembi a wo kano we begin to ask ourselves to say at what point and utimi hunu sa for instance you make a definitive statement say pre-senior high school no a terrible policy and also academic very important say ya tria boas na yetie wo yie na ehunu ba bia wo friba eno ntina aspects of it no ye pe clarification and amplification so as to be clear in our minds say enne wo se to aba the government of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo supported by Dr. Bahama Baumia would not win na ye koi na ebusa say free senior high school no isn't it just about secondary education pay Nempo a terrible policy. Recent wasi exams and ankwalai etwa fantastically.
Well, we thank God for the results. We thank God for the outcome. So share some now we do at one. We have issues with the basis, primary school level, SHS level, two, the free SHS no so. One, we are suggesting that definitely that is information we have picked from the ground. The headmistress, people in GS have had to shut up. If they want to keep their job, they have had to really keep quiet and not divulge any information about the challenges they are facing. In the area of providing money at the right time for food, there are challenges. There are people who supply foodstuffs have issues there. Specifically, the implementation, face some of these challenges. Teachers, if they want to speak to you, also acknowledge the fact that the extent to which they feel motivated. From currently, there's this package from government, AMA teachers, additional lenses, especially due to COVID, for the current final year students. Somebody will tell you that, yes, the policy of government is there on the ground. At the end of the day, what goes to one teacher in an SHS, maybe the statement says you don't go into teaching with the hope of becoming a millionaire is the response, possibly. I don't want to believe that teachers went in there to become millionaires, but at least they wanted to lead decent lives. To
Essentially, it may be just a politically incorrect statement, but the fact of it all was that a beer, you're content with what we have and not to have greater expectation.
I premise a statement of this with maybe in a way making some concessions. In fact, there also would the update. But that notwithstanding, the extent to which teachers feel motivated, and we know that teaching is service, and teachers go to the lecture room to deliver. These are issues you better handle. But
okay, finally on the free senior high school, and you other areas that we raise here, Dr. Amakye Boateng. Yes, who shall say and what can say? We have had the opportunity, say, yene NDC abayatna and yene MPP abayatna. So the logical thing I thought you were going to say was that Yaswan Sun Yaswan San Yahuno de Mudro, but you did not go that way. Now, let me ask you directly. Say free senior high school upon which and as on the back of which Abawi Eddie Woodamore 2016. And now say after the 4th year, a terrible policy. Would you want to make a comparative analysis of the 4 years preceding 2017? Yeah, you better say. And what would be your comment when you finish with such comparative analysis?
In the first place, it's not only the free SHS. I spoke of general hardship in society, specifically in the area of food and food-related items. Free SHS also come home. But specifically, in response to, as we say, we are looking at Ghana's resources, eco-free education, as against how much you go to other sectors. I made a casual statement about the fact that common funds, like a you want to investigate that. And of the quiet, especially those in the public service, those in the civil service. And when some of them say system now is slow. Now, especially in the ministries, local government institutions. Stimulate IGF, internally generated fund. That's what they are really trying to sort out now. And so let me just tell you, maybe I don't need to go there. But we have various sources.
No, at this stage you have you have demonstrated some courage. It don't require. Keep telling us what actually.
We don't need to divulge every information, but I would say that there were various sources that they are assessing the functioning of government, especially in the way it finances its policies that it implements. Generally, across board, and we look at the ministries, we look at the district assemblies, we look at the municipal assemblies, and we know this cannot be done income. We facts from the ground.
Okay.
From officers are almost a demand.
A little clarification. Dr. Amakye Boateng, who can say free senior school challenges here why specialty cray? You went further to make a comparative analysis of your days in Norway and how Norway has offered equal opportunity, possibly equal access to a year Obi or school, except to say, one are given the incentives at the onset to enable them go to school, but ultimately they pay back to the state, and then student loan not as but then Obi people say they can't free senior high school at the secondary level. So why would you want to draw the tertiary level Norway, and then use that as a basis to more or less shut down the secondary free senior high school Ghana?
Like a long facility to cover all levels of school of the academic distance. Anytime UGD said for one or another reason you need any financial support to continue with your education, especially especially at the senior high school level, to be our community. Go to me as a day student who did this, who are person who accesses some school fee or some other community, and you know, going to boarding facilities are bedding in parents. So you rely on the same loan facility. And just the student loan facility that is made available for people in education at all levels of society. Appears to be SHS from over university loan is nothing to write home about. People are almost challenging homes. We know we're all students at the universities of Ghana. We know the challenges that some of our colleagues go through. We have a terrible issue, even with the collection of the loan here. You know, in the way the state decided not to work at some levels. It is kind of, but you need a EBR on the ground to take these monies back. There's no incentive. Students, why? Because we can't take them back. Why? Because we can't create jobs and job opportunities for students. And I can say any faith in the system. But these are all, I mean, look, Ghana has struggled. But when it comes with the agenda that really give people hope, we want to see some basics on the ground. You can't do everything in 8 years.
Okay,
it's not possible.
Now, young call other areas. And so, Dr. Amakye Boateng, lecturer at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, and Train and Komui.
Utie Oha Extreme Punk no Needs FM.